Hi there, I'm Cameron Melville. I'm the Session Clerk at St John's Church in Gourock. Been doing this for 17 years now and probably will be for quite some time to come. And on my left hand side is my long-time friend Alan Aitken, who is the Assistant Session Clerk, and he's the real strategist in this partnership.
Hi everybody, I'm Alan Aitken. I'm the Joint Assistant Session Clerk. I didn't get the job on my own, I've got somebody to help me. And I've been doing this for about 4 years now. Even though I've been an elder for more than 30 years, it's only the last 4 years that I've got involved more closely with the work of the church and how it all hangs together, and it's been quite an eye-opening experience for me. Despite the number of years I've been an elder, I didn't fully appreciate and understand all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes just to make things work, which you take very much for granted. Certainly a lot of the congregation do.
So what then is the role for me as Session Clerk? Well, if you look at the Church of Scotland website, formally it's all about agendas, Kirk Session minutes, arranging meetings in conjunction with the minister. But there's also the other side of it, and that's being available to the congregation on Sunday mornings, at home via telephone or email. And these are the really enjoyable parts of being a Session Clerk, where you're there to support people, to listen to people, to be their shoulder to cry on sometimes, and also just to be someone who's there for them in difficult circumstances. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be a Session Clerk, and it's something that I can highly recommend. And also it's great to have somebody at your side who you can share those responsibilities with. Someone like Alan, who takes on all the really difficult work of the Kirk Session, encouraging elders and just being your right hand man, although just now he's my left hand man.
I think as Cameron has explained, the role of the Session Clerk, he is the main focal point for the day-to-day running of our church here in St John's. If I had to try and summarise the things I've become involved in as an assistant to the Session Clerk, and first of all I'd like to say that it might be a pipe dream, but my view is that every elder should be in some shape or form an assistant to the Session Clerk, and that their skills and experiences can be brought forward to share the load with the Session Clerk. My role, I see, is to support the Session Clerk and the Session and the Minister, to deputise as required and when appropriate, to drive specific activities when I can, when we discuss things and we see things that can't be covered normally in the time frame of a Kirk Session meeting and requires to be taken offline, and things that we can take time to look at and discuss and decide how we wish to progress and go forward. Those are things that we have done, particular focus areas, including we have a core group who are a subgroup of Session, and they help prepare the agenda for the session. They help us drive things. So I take care of the core group agenda and preparing the core group to get ready for the Kirk Session meetings, and that's been helpful in driving many aspects of our activities forward as a session and as a congregation as well. So I think the big point for me is that it's amazing how even the smallest of tasks, if you ask someone to become involved, the payback is 100% more, because people love to be asked, they enjoy being trusted, and they also enjoy being part of the team. And if you can engender all of that by asking somebody to get involved, the payback is very, very important indeed, and very obvious, and something that you should test and see, because it really does have an effect, and it's worked for us here in St John's.
So it's not all about paperwork and emails and telephone calls and text messages. There's actually lots of good things as part of being a Session Clerk. Maybe one of them isn't exactly when you get involved in ordering curtains for the manse and then having to go there and make sure that they're fitted properly. However, the role of the Session Clerk just doesn't end when it comes to organising meetings and being in the right place at the right time. There are lots of other challenges and goals out there. Someone comes along and asks you to be their session clerk, then please don't hold back. One thing you can do is make sure that you get in touch with the Church of Scotland. I attended 2 session clerk conferences in my early days, and it was wonderful to get together with people who had been in the role same time as me and for a lot longer, and you will definitely pick up some tips from them. You'll make mistakes, but we all do that, and 17 years later they've still not found me out.
So it really, in conclusion, in summary, my experience of assisting the session clerk has been a very rewarding one, and it's certainly one that I think a role that other churches can consider. And if you're an elder who's sitting there listening to this and thinking, I would like to get a little bit more involved, without going for the full sheet dip of being a session clerk, but you think you could do a little bit more and be able to assist, I think you should certainly be having that discussion with your session clerk and with your minister and within the session itself, because I think you'll find an encouragement to help you go forward and get more actively involved. And in my experience, the payback has been unbelievable in terms of the involvement that I've had, the pleasure and the sense of achievement, but also the gratitude from others that you're prepared to give your own personal time in such a tangible way for the benefit of the congregation and membership and the wider community. So if you're sitting there thinking, I think I could do a little bit more, then I think it's time you had that discussion with those who can help you along the road.